girl. Right? You a 1 month girl? Alright. We was taking pictures of her.
Yo.
Dada.
Dada.
So cute. I'm on the way with this guy.
I need to edge, y'all. Don't mind me. You know what I'm saying?
There wasn't minding it. I'm on the way with this guy to go pick something up. I'm not gonna tell you what it is until we pick it up and have it in our possession. But it ain't drugs, so it's not nothing illegal.
That's the first thing people think is drugs.
I don't know, but we on the way to pick it up.
It's a 3-hour trip.
And you over here debating with me about who's easier to wake up. I was slapping this man the other night to wake him up, and he was not getting up. And I'm like,
I was physically
are you
trained.
okay? Oh, whatever. Drained my fanny. Drained my fanny. Anyways,
Long day.
he had a nice gaming session and had went to sleep at a later time, and that's why. But yes,
That might be true.
update you guys later. What?
That might be true. That might be reasonable.
Update you guys later. All right, so update. I'm back home because things did not go as planned for picking up the thing that we were picking up today, but it will be getting picked up tomorrow. And things didn't go as planned for picking up the thing today, not because there was a problem with the thing, but because our freaking car had got a nail. So we already had a nail in the tire, right? So today, because it had got, I think, patched previously, if I'm not mistaken, maybe not, but I know we had put Fix Flat in it before. Either way, the nail's been in the tire for a while. Tire's been fine. Tire's been completely fine. Today of all days, excuse me, when we have plans to get something and do something, today of all days, that's when it decides to act up. The tire decides to act up, and the hole gets exasperated or whatever, where it's at, the spot where the nail is that gets exasperated and air is leaking out. So first thing first, when we got in the car this morning, right? Got in the car, said low tire pressure on that tire. So we're like, okay. Now me personally, I wanted to get it patched because I'm just like a overly cautious person in the first place. But, you know, we ended up not doing that, going to get it patched before we left or anything. Hindsight, should have done it. But we ended up not getting it patched before we got on the road. As you saw, we were on the road, but we did put air in the tire. Once we put the air in the tire, it's not like anything dropped or anything. Tire pressure didn't drop or nothing. Seemed fine. Seemed like we were going good. Like 2 hours into driving, all of a sudden, ding, low tire pressure. I'm about to pump because I didn't get a pump. My chest hurts. My boobs hurt so bad. So ding, low tire pressure. We're like, for real? And so it was at 24. So I'm like, okay, we need to see if we can find, let me put my breast pump together. I was like, okay, we need to see if we can find gas station or something to pull over at. So as we're driving, tire pressure is going lower, and I'm like, oh no, regular gas station is not gonna work, because in my mind, I'm like, obviously just going to put air in the tire at a gas station is not gonna help, because the hole or whatever, the leak is too big. We put air in the tire, it's immediately gonna come out. We're not gonna make it to where we're gonna get. And then when I'm coming back home, because my phone ran out of space. Now it's hours later, I'm recording on my camera. We weren't gonna make it to where we were going to, basically because the air leaking out the tire. And I definitely wouldn't have made it home if we would have made it to where we were going. I wouldn't have made it back home or anything like that. So we pulled off, like I said, to go to the to stop at a gas station to get air in the tire. putting air in the tire wasn't gonna work. It would delete right back out. As we were waiting, because we stopped at the gas station, as we stopped, you could see the air like leaking out the tire, and it was leaking out faster. So then I looked up closest tire spot. Closest tire spot was 6 minutes down the street from the gas station we stopped at. Okay. It was 6 minutes from, my mom was talking to me. 6 minutes from tire shop. So I was like, this isn't gonna work. We're not gonna be able to get air and put it in the tire. It's not gonna help. What if we go to the tire place? And so my husband was like, yeah. So we went down the street to the tire place. As we're driving to the tire place, air still leaking out of the tire. At this point, we were like at 16 when we got right at the light to turn in the actual tire place. So 16 for the tire pressure or whatever, the air in the tire. We pull into the tire place, park, and I'm like, just go in there, tell them we don't live here because we were heading to Pompano Beach. It's 3 hours away. So I was like, we had made it like 2 hours already, like I said. So I was like, go in there, just tell them that we're not from here, and then we need to get back home. So ask them if they could work on our tire as soon as possible. So my husband went inside while I'm sitting in the car waiting for him to talk to them. Air is still leaking out the tire, of course. We know it's going to go flat. So and by the time he was done talking and everything to the people inside, it's at 6. Air pressure was at 6, y'all. Child. So, it took them like 2 hours to get to our car and put the tire. We had to get a brand new tire. They couldn't patch the tire, of course. So, had to get a new tire. Took them 2 hours, which caused us not to be able to do what we went down there to do today. So my husband is at his grandmother's house currently. I dropped him off on the way back here, and he's gonna do what we were trying to do. He's gonna do it tomorrow, and then he'll be back home with Ari later tomorrow. So yeah, it was crazy, and I'm just, in all honesty, glad that that didn't happen while I was driving back by myself, because that would have been a whole nother thing. So glad. Fortunately, we didn't get to do what we were trying to do today, but still, I was glad that it didn't happen while I was driving by myself. So yeah, I'll update you guys again tomorrow. And these clips should be in the same vlog. Here goes Alana, sleeping in her bassinet. I know they're not supposed to sleep with blankets and blah 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 blah. No, I'm watching her. She's fine. For the most part, the blanket doesn't affect her. Unless you put it over her arms or something, and then she pull it up to her face. I've seen her do that while I'm awake, so I make sure that the blanket doesn't get put over her arms or anything. It gets put under her arm and like down towards her stomach more. And she's fine. She doesn't, like, I know they say not to do it too, because like some babies scoot themselves down and they can scoot themselves down underneath the blanket and all that stuff. Other than that, the blanket that gets put over her, there's nothing else in her crib besides those pacifiers right there. So, and those aren't going to do anything to her. And usually all those pacifiers aren't in there. It's like one usually for her. Those just got put in there as a placeholder, a spot to hold them earlier today. So I'm going to take some of them out. Okay. I'm done rambling. I'll be back. I don't think I ever followed up with you guys on the thing that we were driving down to Pompano for. It was for my husband to get his new truck, because his old truck had got totaled out because of an accident. So he was able to get a new truck. the next day. It worked out. So like how I told you guys, we didn't end up getting it the day that we drove down there together, but he ended up getting it after I left him dropped off at his grandmother's house, which was closer to the spot than coming all the way back home. So that next morning he was able to get his truck. So thank you. Congratulations to him. Alana. That baby. Oh, my other baby. Don't mind the mess, y'all. It's a struggle. Anyways, also, we went and took her to get a secondary follow-up on her ears today. So I don't know if I told you guys. A couple of weeks ago, we had to take her to get her ears done, and that's because while she was in the hospital, the hearing test that she was doing, she passed on her right ear, but was not passing on her left ear. They said that could have been because of fluid, but because of that, they referred us to go to get another hearing test for her, a more in-depth one. We went and got the first one, but for babies, they prefer that they're asleep while they do it. She was not sleeping while we were doing that one, so she was moving around too much to correctly and fully check her ears. So they had set up a follow-up appointment that was out for August, but they moved it up, and we were able to go today. During that second follow-up today, everything went well. She stayed asleep during majority of the test. She didn't wake up till the very end, but at that point we had gotten all of the data that she needed, the person who was doing the test, and at the end she said that her ears are good. She doesn't have any signs that she's going to have any hearing loss, because at first it seemed like it, but with her being able to do she's laughing in her sleep. With her being able to properly test her today, we were able to see that she won't have hearing loss. So praise to God. Praise to God. But yeah, y'all hear him? He'd be so excited about numbers and colors. And I'm just so glad that he's excited about those things and ABCs, and he's a very smart child. But yeah, they just said for us to make sure we watch out for her reaching her milestones. So, you know, we're going to, of course, keep watch of that. All right. That was me updating you guys. I'll be back. Back already because I forgot I wanted to show for you moms. Okay, so I know a lot of people be on TikTok, me being one of them. I did not know and was not aware that most of the flange sizes that come with your breast pump, the 24 millimeter, don't fit most women. And people were suggesting ordering off of wherever, TikTok shop, Amazon, these flange size like adjuster things, and I did it. And also to order this. This is a nipple measurer. Okay, I got this off of Amazon. You put this around. Let me take it out of the package so I can show you all properly. Slide it out a little bit. So you see how on there it says to you like the millimeters? Amazing. And it comes with another little ruler or another little measurer inside the packaging. I don't know what that measuring tape is for. But the nipple measurer, amazing. It's like I end up measuring myself, and I'm more so of 19 millimeter and or 17, mostly 19. So flange size 24 is too big for me, which can be a thing that's impeding your milk coming out. So that's another thing to check on. So then once I figured out what my flange size should be, I went on Amazon. I also ordered, I didn't really wait because I ordered this kit that come with multiple flange sizes. So like this is how there's an insert. So you insert it into the flange. You just push it down in there, and you just look to see one that's like universal to be able to fit, because I wanted one that could fit my portable or my hands-free breast pump and my wearable one that I just walk around in, and I don't have to sit and have plugged in, and then my other ones that are plugged in. So like this is 21 So like if someone measured to be 21 millimeters, then you could insert that one into your flange. And then, so this one came with like 21, it came with 19, 17, 15, and some other one. Did it come with 13? I don't know. But it came with quite a few sizes, and I got this off of Amazon as well. I'll link both things that I got off of Amazon if I remember in the description box. If I don't and you see that I haven't, just comment down below for me to do it. Are you okay? Those are the two things that I wanted to tell you guys about. Oh, and the portable breast pump, the wearable one or whatever, the one that you don't have to plug in. It works. It works. Okay, so it doesn't necessarily pump way more than my ones that I plug in, but it at least pumps the same amount, which is good. Because if it pumps less, then I would think it's not working well. It does work. So I'll also link that in the description box if I remember. And then I also got from Airflow another breast pump that's covered through my insurance. I'm gonna do a whole separate video on how to get that through your insurance, how to go on Airflow and apply and get it through your insurance. But that's something you should check out, is getting your breast pump through insurance, because like Airflow has multiple breast pumps that will be covered completely under your insurance. You pay $0. Your insurance pays for it, which it's way better than you paying like hundreds of dollars to buy your breast pump, unless that's what you want to do. It has like a selection of breast pumps, but it might not be the particular one you want. So if you want to splurge, but then again, it does have like certain breast pumps that even though they're not 100% covered under the insurance, like the more fancy, I guess, ones, even though they're not fully covered under insurance, they're partially covered, and you just have to pay the difference. But for the most part, the ones that are fully covered under your insurance are pretty good. Hi, baby. Huh? Am I done with... Am I done? Look at your foot. So cute. So, yeah. Definitely check that out. Like I said, I'm going to do a separate video on how to apply for that and get that, because I think that's a good option to have. And they're hospital grade pumps. So, alright. I gotta go. I don't know what you're doing. Guys, I'm ready for was getting ready for my postpartum appointment. I cannot speak this morning. Anyways, this is what I'm wearing. I'm back. The Hello Kitty shirt. Love her. Got my jeans on. I gotta wipe the mirror. Got these sandals on. And then that's it. Very simple. Very, very simple. I'm gonna take my... am I gonna wear my Hello Kitty bag? That might be overkill. I'm gonna take my black bag probably, because my Hello Kitty bag is pink for that, and that just might be too much pink on pink. Anyways, yeah. Wish me luck during my first part. I know that other women say that in the postpartum appointment they check you down there and stuff, or do a pap smear. I don't know, but with my son they didn't. I wasn't even due for a pap smear for like another year or something like that. But they didn't do one. I don't think they could do one today because my period had started. Kind of. I think it was my period. My period started, so I'm on that. So I don't think they can really check during that. It's kind of gross. Anyways, my blood pressure was kind of high yesterday. Really high. So we'll see what they say today. Yikes. So previous clip, I was going to get my postpartum checkup, and I forgot to update you guys on how that went. It went good. Everything was fine. I ended up getting a pap smear, so I just wanted to inform you guys, for like maybe moms who is their first time having a baby and then they're worried about the postpartum checkup and how that's gonna go. I think for the most part, most doctors they'll check down there. You won't necessarily get a pap smear unless you're due for one. But the OBGYN is going to check down there to make sure everything looks like it healed up well. But like I said, you might not, get a pap smear because with my son, all they did was look down there, check to make sure my stitches and stuff had healed up because I tore with him. And that was it. No pap smear because I wasn't due for one. This time around, I was due for one. So not only did they check to make sure, I healed. I didn't tear with her, so they weren't making sure stitches healed or anything, but they just make sure I healed. And then they also did my pap smear, which it did not hurt more than the normal uncomfortable feeling. I mean, to me, pap smears they're uncomfortable. They have to put that device in and crank it open and swab. It's not comfortable, so uncomfortable feeling. Other than that, it wasn't out of the normal uncomfortable feeling that it normally is for me personally. That's not to say it might be different for you, especially if you did tear or something, so you had stitches. It might be tighter down there from, the healed skin. That's going to be tighter than it usually is right there because it has to go back to its normal, which can take time, take a while. So it could be a different experience for you, but personally, from my experience, it was not more uncomfortable than it usually is. So I wouldn't worry too much about it. And then, of course, if you're getting it done and you're in pain, let your doctor know. A good doctor will tell you to let them know and, should stop if you're in too much pain. But neither here nor there. I just wanted to give you guys the update on how that went. It went well. Everything looked great. So yeah.